The Lost Shadow, Part 1. The Mysterious Beginning. On a cold winter day, Kareem arrived at his remote village located deep in the mountains. Kareem was a young man in his 20s who decided to return to his village after a long absence due to his studies in the city. He longed for the simple life he grew up with among the peaceful villagers. But what awaited him in the village was far from the beautiful memories he had carried with him. The village was in a strange state, with an eerie, gloomy atmosphere hanging over it. At first, Kareem thought it was just the effect of the cold and the snow, but as the days went on, he began to feel something more unsettling. There was an odd sensation accompanying him whenever he walked through the village. One evening, while walking through a narrow alley, he noticed a strange figure, a man in a long black coat who seemed to disappear into the shadows whenever Kareem got close. Kareem felt uneasy, but his curiosity drove him to follow him. Over time, he realized that this person always vanished in specific places, leaving no trace. Part 2. Shadows in the Night. On the following night, Kareem decided to follow this figure until the end. He chose to go out late when everyone had closed their doors for the night. He walked carefully in the darkness, guided only by the light of the moon, which barely pierced through the scattered trees. As he walked down the narrow path, Kareem suddenly felt something behind him. He quickly turned around and found himself face to face with the strange man. His eyes were dark, his features were unclear, as if the shadows themselves had enveloped him, but he didn't speak. He simply pointed towards one of the abandoned houses. A strange sensation overtook Kareem, as though this man was trying to warn him about something. Kareem decided to approach the ruined house, despite the unease creeping inside him. The door was slightly ajar, and as he neared, a sudden cold wind swept through him. He entered the house, and inside, the darkness was almost suffocating. He could hear faint whispers, as if something was watching his every move. Then his eyes fell on an old picture in the corner of the room. It was of a man and a woman standing in that very spot, but the eyes in the picture were strange, empty, as if the souls had departed from them. Part 3. Uncovering the Truth. As Kareem stared at the picture, a heavy feeling sank into his chest. Suddenly, he heard heavy footsteps behind him. He spun around to find the same strange man standing in front of him. His voice was soft and full of whispers. "You shouldn't have come here. No one should uncover this secret." Kareem's heart raced. He didn't know what to do, but the shadows around him seemed to press in on him. He asked with a trembling voice, "Who are you? And why are you following me?" The man replied in a hushed tone, "I was once like you, but I could not escape the curse of this place." The man took a deep breath and continued, "The house you entered is ours. This place was once the home of a famous family, but they made a grave mistake, and they paid the price. The family kept a dark being inside this house, and anyone who comes close to it becomes part of the shadows that haunt this place." Kareem felt lost. He wanted to run, but something was holding his breath, making it impossible to move. Suddenly, the sound grew louder. Whispers filled the air, as if the entire place was screaming at him. The walls seemed to move, and the ground began to tremble. At that moment, Kareem realized the man in front of him wasn't human. He was part of the shadows that haunted this place. These were the lost souls who never managed to escape the curse. Part 4. Confrontation. Time seemed to race toward doom. Kareem decided that he would face this dark creature, even if it meant losing his life. He carefully moved toward the figure, and as he got closer, he felt something strange wrap around his body, as if the shadows themselves were tightening around him. But with every step he took, a new feeling of strength filled his heart. "You have nothing to lose anymore," Kareem whispered to himself. "I will fight for my life." Kareem charged toward the figure, and when he reached him, he pushed him with all his strength. He felt something strange pulling at his body, but suddenly something unexpected happened. A hidden door in the wall opened, and a beam of light burst through, pushing the shadows away. Part 5. The Tragic End. After moments of terror, Kareem found himself outside the house. The air was calm, and the darkness had lifted. But inside his heart, he felt something strange. A part of him was missing. Though he had escaped the nightmare, the shadows seemed to follow him everywhere. From that moment on, Kareem disappeared without a trace, and his name became nothing more than a memory in the village. But they say that anyone who enters that haunted house becomes a part of the lost shadows, and these stories never truly end. The end.